I didn't want to do it until people told me to. But hey, what's up, guys? Walt Rivera here, your daily music lesson with Walt, every day from 6 to 8 p.m. only at Ustream.tv. Check it out. We got some amazing things going on today. We have a question from one of the students saying, Walt, can you explain jazz chords to us? Not really jazz chords, but just seventh chords in general. And the answer is yes, absolutely. So that when someone plays something like this, okay, something like that, it's real simple. All you do here, Super Mario, yeah. So all you got to do there is that I'm taking the structure of the chords, and instead of playing them C major chord, E major chord, F major chord, I'm harmonizing them into seventh chords. Let me show you what we're talking about. Here's your piano right here, and that a basic chord structure is broken up into 3 notes, but we're going to add our seventh to make it sound, to give it that jazzy sound. So now we have these 3 notes: root, 3, 5, and 7. Well, root 3, 5 is your 3 notes. So when I'm building a C major chord, right? When I play a C major chord on the guitar or on the piano, here's my C major chord on the guitar. The 3 notes that are in that chord are my C, E, and G, the root, 3rd, and the 5th. So let's look at them. Let's look at the piano in a minute, okay? But let's look at our C, E, and G, okay, of our C major chord, root 3, 5. Now that sounds great if I'm not. There's times even in a jazz piece when I want to play this chord. But remember what I say, guys, is that there's a time for everything. There's a time for that F major 7 chord. There's a time for that B sharp minor 7 flat 5. There's a time for that B sharp minor 7 flat 5. There's a time for everything. There's a time for that diminished chord. There's a time for that 13th chord. And yes, there is a time, a lot of times, for this chord. So just know that it's not always just about doing 7th chords, okay? Oh, yo, what's up, Fat Naked? Thanks, man. All right, so now we got this. Root 3, 5, and 7, C, E, G. I'm going to add a B here. So now the old chord, what sounded to me like just a basic C major chord and sounds like to everyone. Let's look at this, guys. Here's our basic C major chord right here. Okay, a lot of people might know it as this. Okay, instead of playing this, I'm going to take my C and turn it into a 7th chord, like this. Now, it may not sound like a huge difference, but if I play it like that, let's try and play it in 7th chords now. Ready? Okay, it sounds a lot better, at least from a jazz understanding of how it's going to sound, you know, as a more you know, much more richer, much more harmonically developed piece of music. I'm not just sticking with my chords C, D, G. You know, I'm really changing them a lot. So that's how you make things sound, quote unquote, jazzy. Now, let's go further into this, though. Our chords for the C chord were C, E, and G. I have a piano right underneath here that I want to play. Okay, C, E, G. Let's add our 7th chord on top. And now we have the old chord was C, E, G. New chord is now C major 7. Okay, sounds really, really, really hip. Okay, and on top of that, if I wanted to change it and go further, here's my 7th chord on a B. Ready? Oh, sorry. These are all 7th chords, okay? So that's the idea. That was a D minor 7. So we're all harmonizing the chords. So that before we had a C, D minor, E minor, F major, okay? What we have now is a C major 7, E minor 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7. So now we're starting to see how the chords, we're still keeping the structure of the chords, but we're simply adding the 7th note on top of them and making them sound, quote unquote, jazzier. That's how you do it, guys. That's how it's done. And so if you ever had any questions, then that's the answer. Now, if I wanted to go further into this, I can start discussing what are 7th chords, how to build 7th chords. But that discusses, yeah, oh, sure, Jay, no problem. But that discusses the concept of how you get from one to the other. Now, just keep watching my videos, and then I'll teach you guys how you build that structure of building a 7th chord, playing a 7th chord, connecting it to the 5th chord or to the 4th chord, and creating your own jazz piece. What I want you guys to do tonight, by the way, you guys can add me on Twitter, subscribe to the RSS feed, subscribe to my channel. Please rate, comment, view. That's awesome. So, real quick, I just want to get into this, and then just say that that I want you guys to write a song using a 7th chord tonight. Okay, so that if you, oh really, it's so dark. Sorry. I'm trying to make it as bright as possible. Is that if you guys have any questions or anything, the best way that you learn is by doing. So what I want you guys to do tonight is to write some of your own songs using 7th chords. And if you don't know what a 7th chord is, that's okay. All you got to do is find out what is the 7th note of that chord structure. Okay, so for example, in the key of C, let's walk up the key of C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Let's walk up the 7th note. Root, 3, 5, and then here's the 7th. All you got to do is play a chord with the notes C, E, G, and add your B on top of it. So let's take our normal C chord, like this, right? Add our B. There's your C major 7, guys. So I hope that helps. Check it out, and I think that you guys rock. You have your guitar now, and you're playing 7th. Dude, look, you can't, let me move this over. He has his guitar now, and he's playing 7th chords. That's how cool this show is, guys. That's how cool you guys are. So that's like the coolest thing I've heard all day. I hear cool stuff all day. Ad-lib, what's up? So listen, guys, definitely get over here. It's a happening show. And sorry that I'm not screaming. But just like there's a time for the 7th chord, there's a time to scream, too. It's all in the way you deliver it. You guys rock.